Hi, I'm Mike Derosa. Welcome to another edition of Urban Explorer. Today we're going to talk about one of New York City's most wonderful attractions, the Highline. What is it? What's it doing here? Did they just build this thing out of nowhere? Or was it always here? How did they come up with this very awesome idea? So you might have some questions, and that's why I'm here. So let's take a look at the Highline and see what we can find out. Come on. As it turns out, the original Highline was built back in 1934 because a whole bunch of people kept getting hit by sidewalk-level trains running down 10th Avenue. In fact, 10th Avenue was nicknamed Death Avenue. The Highline is now a 1.5-mile long elevated linear park, greenway, and rail trail created on a former New York Central Railroad spur on the lower west side of the city. It runs from just below 14th Street up to just beyond 34th Street. The inspiration for the Highline actually came from something in Paris. Now, my French isn't all that good, so forgive me if I butcher this, but it was called the Coulée Verte René Dumont that inspired this beauty. The Highline features a ton of sights and sounds, as well as wonderful plant life you won't see anywhere outside of Central Park. And if you look closely, you can still see the train tracks from when it was a rail line. The railroad tracks closed in 1980, and by the 1990s, the Highline became an eyesore and was almost torn down. But a great group of New Yorkers got together and called themselves the Friends of the Highline, and in 1999, they were able to convince the powers that be that the Highline should be reused as public open space. Over 700 teams from 36 countries participated in the Design the Highline competition in 2003. And this was the result. What you see today is the winning design, of course, but there were some other interesting ideas that didn't make the cut. One of them was to turn the Highline into a mile-long swimming pool. While that sounds pretty cool, if I know New Yorkers, I can assure you that what you see today is a much better design. I love taking in all this architecture along the Highline, and there's something very special about knowing that all of this was once just a bunch of abandoned train tracks running back and forth. Actually, another fun fact for you, the last trains to ride on this track back in 1980 were none other than 3 carloads full of frozen turkeys. I'm Mike Derosa. See you next time on another edition of Urban Explorer.